Welcome guys. In today's tutorial we're going to talk about the advanced features of the command line arguments in the C program language. So as you guys already know, in basic programming classes in basic programming C language you learn about command line arguments. So I'm going to teach the more advanced features. So to start off with, I'm going to show an example of where they teach the basic concepts. So let me show you an example. So here, this is a really basic example. What this program does is, for the main, it takes an integer argument counter and the argument, and you just print it out. And you can do that by addressing the arguments array, and whatever gets passed through the command line gets printed there. This is what is taught in most basic programming classes. So I'm going to teach you more advanced features. So before I do that, I'm just going to show what this program does. So I'm going to type in gcc cmd1.c, and the object file is command1.output. And for instance, if I just do command1 dot output, the first argument, or argument 0 rather, is the name of the program. If I pass in, say, like 2345, those are going to be this is going to be argument 1, this is going to be argument 2, and this is pretty simple. This just, like this as I mentioned earlier, the stuff that is taught at most basic programming classes. Now what we're going to deal today is how to deal with flags that is passed through the command line arguments. What I mean by that is, you can only process this if you just pass it with a space. But say you have flags, right? So say I want to, after the executable file, say -o is a flag, and -e those are all flags, or options rather, if you want to call it that way. And how do you process those? For example, in Linux, if you do PS, it shows you the basic processes, right? Or ls, right? And then the options are lsl, which gives you a list of all namings, and lsal, which gives you a list of everything. So in this tutorial, what we're going to explore is how do you recognize these commands such as /al or /a or /l, and that is where the advanced features of C come into play. So what we're going to be designing in today's tutorial is basically a temperature utility. So for example, if you have temperature utility, if you just pass in 10 or 100, those would be the stuff, just the regular arguments. But we want to explore how to deal with the options, such as we want to have say options like /t, which sets temperature to the required stuff. And if we want the temperature in Celsius, we could just pass in /c, and that will give the temperature in Celsius. So we will just explore how to do that. So let's jump right into it. So here's the code. I didn't want you guys to just watch me type it all out, because that would be a waste of your time, and it'd be very hard to explain as I type along. So I'm gonna explain all this stuff right here. So what I do here, the main thing to process the command line arguments, the main library header that you require is a library header known as unistd.h. unistd.h. It's a Unix standard library, and that is used to process the command line arguments. So what this program does is, since I'll be calling this cmd.out, the output file is cmd.2.out, say if I pass in .t, that basically sets the temperature, whatever. So if I want that, and by default the temperature is in Fahrenheit. So if I want to set the temperature to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, I do cmd.o /t 100 degrees, and that's set to Fahrenheit. If I want the temperature to be displayed in Celsius, you can pass an additional option, /c, and that would give you, the output would be the temperature in Fahrenheit as well as temperature in Celsius. It also takes in other arguments, such as the days for the days you want the temperatures to be set. So if I want to set the temperature for Monday and Tuesday to be 100 degrees Fahrenheit, I just type in Monday and Tuesday. So that's basically how it works. I'm going to explain exactly how this works later, like while I'm demonstrating. But I'm just going to first like lay out how I wrote the code. So the main library that you require is the Unix standard library, and okay. So the key in here I just set the basic like variables that I'm going to use in the program. I have a Celsius on. Which is set to false because by default the program handles it in Fahrenheit, and the temperature in int, that's for converting the temperature in Fahrenheit to Celsius if it is required later on in the program, and counters for the loop basically, and char ch, those stand for the options. So this is a really important part of the program. So here what it does is the get op method is a really important method from the Unix standard library, and standard header rather. And what it takes in is a counter and a variable, and here you input the flags basically. So if I want to design a temperature, and if I want to have it to take in a Celsius flag, I do see here. The key thing, this is a key thing. So if I wanted to take an option, so for example, if I have, say, like a rocket program, and I wanted to take as an input to the option some number or something, then I have a colon. So what I mean by that is, say I have this small program rocket, and basically I wanted to say it has engines, and you denote that by .e /e, and say the rocket has 4 engines. So for the flag -e, you wanted to input 4 engines. This is what I mean by inputting or setting the option to a particular number. In that case, you follow it with a colon, and if you just are setting the number to 4, right? If you're passing in a number to a flag, then you indicate that with a colon. So here, and if I was to design a rocket program, in here, I would basically type in the engine as E colon, because the colon here indicates that the flag takes in an integer or something as an argument. On the other hand, if it's just like a single thing which doesn't take any number as an argument, then you can just pass in as a regular variable. So say you have a mode like I don't know, turbo mode, right? So if you're designing a rocket program and you want the engine to be 4 engines, and you want the turbo mode to be enabled, you don't pass in turbo mode and you don't pass in like a number. You just want the turbo mode to be enabled, which doesn't take in any argument after that. You just put in T there. But if the turbo mode, say, took in a number, I don't know, then you would denote that also with a colon. So that's the basic idea behind the colon part. So then I'll just repeat myself again. So if you want the flag to take in a number as an argument, you put a colon next to the flag that you're denoting that by. If you just want it to be a single thing, single flag without an argument, you just denote it by the regular letter. So in this case, in our temperature program, we want the temperature to take in as argument /t flag. You set a temperature, say for example 100 Fahrenheit. So it takes the T flag takes in 100 as an argument. So you do T colon. And on the other hand, if you want Celsius, you just type in Celsius mode, and it doesn't have any arguments, so it just puts in Celsius. So this loop, what it basically does, it processes the flags that you enter basically. So for example, if you enter T, then it's going to set the temperature to whatever stuff you pass in after the flag. And if you set C, it's going to say the Celsius mode is on, and it's going to set that to true. If you pass in another flag, it's going to say unknown option, and it's going to terminate, saying that directing the output to the error stream. So that's the basic idea. So this basically, the loop basically handles the flags or the options, whatever you guys want to call it. So basically, after we process the options, we also want to have to set the days. So you set the days, for example, if you put temperature /T 100 and you want to set the 100 degrees Fahrenheit for Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Right? So these are the arguments that you're passing in. And in the previous example, in the terminal, what we did was we said we passed in like 2349 or whatever, and those are the arguments. So now we handle the flags. We actually want to handle the arguments, and the key part here is we handle the arithmetic by using the variable opt-in, which comes from the Unix standard library. So what we do is the argument count, which represents all the arguments, we basically subtract it to only handle the stuff after the arguments, after the flags, to handle only stuff after the flags. And here we added the opt-in to the argument variables to deal with which variables you're using after the flags. So from here on, we're going to deal with the days. So after you process all the flags, so if temperature at 0, which meaning that if temperature was entered at all, so meaning that this /T mode, if you inputted any temperature, if the Celsius mode is on, it's going to print this stuff in Celsius. It's going to convert the given stuff into temperature, and then also print it in Fahrenheit. And if you had passed in any days to be set, it's going to print out those days too. So basically, yeah, and by default it just assumes by tomorrow, you know. If you don't input any days, it's going to assume you want to set it to tomorrow. So I know this all seems really vague right now, so I'm going to exactly demonstrate how this exactly works. This is basically a temperature, as I said earlier, we just designed a temperature utility program. So what I'm going to do is GCC, the name of the file in this case is cmd2.c. I should have named it temperature, but it's all good. And the output is cmd2.o. And now, if I just execute this, it won't output anything because it expects as an input a temperature flag, the temperature to be set, and the following days. So, for example, if I do .cmd2.o and I want to set the temperature to say 100, it's going to say temperature in Fahrenheit is 100, right? And if I also want to say the Celsius also has to be outputted, you just indicate by C. And notice that you can cascade it or pass it as individual flags. So you can do /T, or you can do like this. And this is all Linux stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it, but yeah. So oh, sorry. Oops. Oh, this is what I mean. So you can do it like this, or you can pass it like this. And that's just handled by the Unix standard library in our program, as mentioned. We also have the following options for the days to be set. For example, if I want to set this to Tuesday, and Thursday, it outputs, look at that, bam, temperature in Celsius is 37, temperature in Fahrenheit is 100 for the following days, Tuesday and Thursday. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So basically in this program, what we handled is we designed a temperature I just wanted to demonstrate, so I designed a small temperature utility which handles flags. In basic programming classes, you are taught to just handle the arguments that are passed into the program, but you aren't taught how to handle the flags, the important flags, like /T or /E. Say for the list utility of Unix, the /L is a flag and /A is also a flag, or the option, whatever you want to call it. So that's how so basically in this tutorial I just taught you how to handle those particular flags or options. So that was pretty much it. I hope this tutorial helped you guys and you learned something from it. Sorry it was kind of long, but I just wanted to make everything clear. If you have any questions, just let me know, and thanks for watching, and good luck. Hope this video helped. Yeah, thanks for watching.